Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey. I'm just kind of curious. Do you think this is going to clash with my hair? I don't think it is. I think it's going to go very nicely. So, I'm just going to pop that over my shoulder, grab out my trusty Travel 3.5, and let me tell you, this is like savior or saviors having this thing to be able to take this wherever I want, whenever I want. Yeah, I need to change this to this side. Here we go. Glad you're here today. Let's hang out and do some good old-fashioned crochet. I do need to mention that it's coffee time. Ah, wonderful. Gotta love coffee in the morning. Anyway, so I'm on my mesh. No, actually no. We're actually on double crochet row. So all I have left of this half of the cake is what's around my wrist. It's not a lot, but it is a substantial amount. Like well, I've just kind of canceled each other out saying it that way. It's not a huge amount, like say half the cake, but it is still a fairly good amount. Going through it. And going through it again. There we are. So, actually, I think I'm kind of boring to watch. So I'm going to go hands down. So we'll be with you in just a quick moment. I'm glad we're hanging out for crochet today. Okay. Should be able to see this a little bit better. And don't mind the blue mark on my wrist. That's just from a hair tie. Nothing crazy has happened. It's just a hair tie. So, still working on this one slowly but surely. This is a very, very fine, fine cotton. And I made it even finer by thinning it down by 2 strands. Now, I'm not sure if that was the wisest thing to do now that I'm retrospecting, but at the same time, I like the feel of it. This has always been one of my go-tos when it wasn't ruined and something happened to it and it got caught on something or something along that lines and started tearing out my stitches. In one spot it was unraveling, so I mean, plus a hole. I don't know how any of that happened, but I am going to remake it. So that's been my project since I started my job, so about 3 months. 3 months to do one side. It is not for the weak. Added to that, I don't work on it every day. I don't have time to, so that factors in too. You would think so. Looking pretty darn good. Going through there, and then going over these two. I'm not going through them. That is just really difficult to see. And I don't think it really brings anything to the project. Kind of like a little more flowiness. So having the stitches being able to move back and forth across will really give it that flowiness. A little bit, anyway. Still can't find my tension ring. I do have other ones that I could probably just pull out of the pack right beside me, but that's, you know, that's a lot of effort. And I do have my wrist going through the last bit of this cake because it has a tendency to collapse and possibly tangle. I can try putting it down and see if that makes a difference with my movements, but I doubt it. Oh, maybe. Maybe if I leave it sitting like that, I'll be alright. Oh, only grabbed one. I need two. I do really like these hooks. I'm so glad we got them for me at Christmas. They are Temu. They're not furls or anything fancy like that, but they were definitely worth the price to me. So about $7-8 each, and I have been very, very happy to the point where I've bought this secondary one, and I'm thinking about maybe grabbing a couple other sizes in the individual packages, just to have a few sizes that I use the most, like the 4, 4.5, maybe a 6. I don't use 6 often though, so that might be not one I want. I don't know. I don't feel like I use them as much as I use the 3.5. So I definitely wanted to have a secondary one just to be on the safe side. Love the shape. This is really nice in my hand. Like, my hand is super relaxed. It helps me with crocheting longer. I mean, who doesn't want to crochet longer? Can you even call yourself a crochet artist, fiber artist, if you don't want to just keep going? Looking amazing. And kabibbles. There we go. This purple is so pretty. This is a Hobie Halloween yarn. It's Dahlia, and I'm quite enamored with it. If everything in the shipping world wasn't so topsy-turvy and super duper expensive, I'd probably have ordered quite a few Halloween ones this year, but I really can't justify the price of what it would cost me, being that first I have to pay in American funds, which is quite a bit more than what we have in our country. Sorry. When we pay American funds, it's always more. So I don't like doing it. I try to avoid it whenever I can, so I have to avoid it now. And customs is getting really crazy. Almost anything coming over the border is getting customs from everywhere, so I just, I'm a little frugal still. Even with a job, I'm still trying to find my best options and ways of saving money where I can, when I can, as we all should. So I'm really struggling with the idea of making an order because I know it's going to cost me triple, what I was intending. Because I usually try to keep at least half of what customs would be, or what the order is to cover customs, but yeah. I'm not crazy about it, so sorry Hobie, I love your product and I want to buy it all, but I really have to take a back seat on this one. Hopefully sometime they will decide to sell to Canadians and Canadian funds. They'd do really well if they did. Hint, hint, if anyone is listening. But I will have to look elsewhere for my yarn needs at the moment, even though I absolutely love their product. There we go. Like, one of these goes for like 48 American, which is so much. And even when they're on sale, and then we get our customs are on the unsale item cost and taxes on top. It just, it's a lot. More than I can do. More than I can justify to do. I have children, responsibilities, bills, Christmas is coming. This kind of yarn is just for me, so I have to just say no this time, and I'm sad, but it'll be all right. It will be a-okay. Just gonna do our thing. Gonna keep on going with what I have. And believe me, I am not struggling for yarn. I have lots. I went to the thrift store yesterday, grabbed my girls a couple bits of clothing and whatnot, and I looked at their yarn, and there was nothing really nice. There was yarn, but nothing nice enough for me to be like, oh, I really need that. So, and I am trying to match up some of the yarns I already have, so I just kind of left it. Maybe if that blue and green are there another day, maybe I'll grab them, but I already have a bunch of baby blue and a bunch of bright greens. And I just had a sneaky suspicion that these ones had bugs just because of how, I don't know. Just had a sneaky suspicion, like I can work around it. But when it's just one skein of one color, I don't know if I really want to go down that road. Maybe for a scrap, something. But I don't know. Amigurumi, maybe. Maybe not. I just did not feel like it would be worth my time. And we are. And we're here at the end, so I gotta go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I'm right about here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn the work. Giving myself a tiny break from the rainbow sweater. It is seriously right beside me. See? It's right there. But I'm taking a little tiny little breather. I will be getting back to it, so if you see it lots this week, sorry about that, but it is definitely on my I gotta finish list, like yesterday kind of thing. So we're gonna put some extra time into it and do some house cleaning, possibly a little tiny bit of grocery shopping. Who knows? Might not. Might not need to. But I definitely got to get this house cleaned up. I know we're getting closer to inspection time again. Because I believe it's like right around Halloween. Fabulous, right? And I got to start decorating for Halloween, so there's that. There we are. This row I find to be a little easier just because we're just going into every double crochet in the top. And I don't know, I find that quite easy. My eyes are quite blurry today. I'm very tired. Getting ready for so many things going on. I have dentist appointments, all sorts of stuff coming up here for children. Shots for another. I'm just trying to keep everything on top of where we're supposed to. And not feel self-conscious about the white stripe in my hair, which is always at the front of the face, right? Right. The ends are already starting to turn a bit green, and I've only washed it once, and this is supposed to last 30 washes, so I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe I'm not meant to have really brightly fun colored hair, but my daughters are absolutely loving it, so who knows? I might change it to like this purple. We do have a purple like this at my work. That might work out better. Who knows? I've done red before, so I'm not crazy about the idea of red. But I do like blue best. Nothing wrong with liking blue the best. That's my color. That's my comfortable color. Makes me happy. Makes me feel relaxed. There we go. Like I said, so phenomenal. Like just so delicate, so light. And I'm still thinking about edging this one because I didn't last time, and I think that's part of the reason why it unraveled the way it did. This is a very thin, lightweight top. So I'm going to, what I'm thinking I want to do is just go around the outside of it. So where these pieces here are going to touch, maybe I'll just go around and then do the actual around the neck area with the black, but all the way around the outside. Let me know your thoughts. I think that's going to be the best way to protect the outer bits rather than just continue. But I also might decide to put the black stripe up the middle here and then split to each side, and then that just attaches the two greens when we get there. Anyways, thanks for joining me here at All the Crackers in the Box, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.